coming up next, we have Final Fantasy X-2 by Silent Hero. SilentHeroLive. Silent Hero is a good friend of mine, actually, so I'm pretty excited to be host for this next upcoming run. This is the HD remaster, and the 1,000 words cutscene actually was met, so we have that to look forward to during the run.
I am super excited that you guys were able to bring me along and introduce this run. Because in my opinion, this is one of the most underappreciated Final Fantasies and just a really underappreciated speed game. Like, everyone talks about, like, I want a speed game that I can, you know, I'm new to speed running. I want a place to start, and I don't, you know, I don't want to do step routes. I don't want to do glitch manipulation. I don't want to learn all these really intricate things at first. I don't want to learn 100 super jumps, Pidge. It's harder than you say it is.
Depends on who you ask, but yes, you're right.
So, I stumbled across X-2, and this is, for most intents and purposes, it's glitch-free, and it's super marathon safe. You can even do it at a slow pace. I've introduced friends to this speed route, and you can take it at a leisurely pace and not worry about a thing. The big thing I want to go over before I start, this is not your mom's Final Fantasy X-2. We are going to be the HD version is based off the international edition of the game, which introduced creature capture. And we are going to be using creatures to absolutely decimate this game. Like, it's not even going to be pretty. But
sounds exciting.
Oh, it's super good. I'm really looking forward to showing it off here. But I think I've chatted enough, so let's get this underway. Kids, you want to give me a countdown?
Sure thing. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
All right, immediately. What you'll notice is we can skip the opening cutscene on PC. So even though we are watching 1,000 words, we're not gonna get any real emotion. So if your problem with this game was real emotion, we skipped it. We're right past it. We're already in this.
Hey, give it back already!
And also, I should probably introduce my couch while he sits there staring at me. I have one of my best friends in the whole wide world, a son of Erdrick. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I got my son of Erdrick, known Chris for Silent Hero for forever, it seems like. So basically, what you need to know about this run is we break the game as far as I don't know if they meant for the monsters to be this powerful, but they just are. So you basically only use the main characters for what? A handful of battles?
This fight, basically, yeah. Like the intro chapter. So if you're real big fans of Yuna, Riku, and Pain, we'll see them in cutscenes. We'll see them on the overworld. We're not gonna see them in battle.
Sorry we had to win.
I'm not.
The beautiful thing about the HD version is pretty much every cutscene we can skip. Yeah, sorry about the... If you really like the job system, we're not gonna see a bit of that. We're gonna equip monsters with jobs, but as far as monsters actually being able to change jobs, I hope you like thieves, because that's what we're using.
Mug, and more mug.
Although Brother does get to mug things with his butt.
Where's the imposter?
Alright. One thing we need early on in the run is money. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna steal an accessory from Logos. Alright, First try, let's go. The early game money route is important because we need it to buy a charm bangle early on, which is going to allow us to turn off random encounters for the entire game. How about that? An RPG speedrun with 0 random encounters.
Love the sound of that.
That basically goes against everything I know about RPGs. So
Takers, keepers.
You'll have that. You'll definitely have that.
That's
All right, so we do have one forced job change, and it's right here. So if you like magical girl transformations, I can give you one, and exactly one. And here you go. Ta-da! Now we literally just hold down X to win.
It was nice knowing you.
Hey, eyes on me.
Hey, at least Pain didn't miss this time. Pain has a nasty habit of just swinging a wiffle ball bat and
so easily next time.
just missing everything.
Riku.
at least we don't have to worry about that for the rest of the run.
True. Very true.
My body just started dancing. Then,
So basically, the name of the game right now is mash on that button until things happen.
Skip dialogue, skip cutscenes. We've got a couple of story triggers that we have to advance right here
it
at the
really
beginning.
has improved quite a bit.
We've got to
He
talk
told
to
me that
brother
he
here,
practiced,
and then we've got to
just so
take
that he
the
could talk with me more.
elevator to just an arbitrary location for the game to be like, okay, you've explored the ship, you can progress the game now.
Let's go.
That run animation.
Oh, I love it. That is the best walk cycle in video games. Alright, arbitrary point I was talking about right here. You don't even have to go in. Just crossing that line, you're good. Alright, now remember that creature creator I was talking about? Let's check that out. First of all, we want this so we can get the Vanguard garment grid. We can talk about that in a little bit, but right now we need monsters. No, we don't want to watch the tutorial. We have these pods we can place in locations to capture monsters. Pretty simple. We're looking for very specific monsters. And hey, there's one of them. We're on good monster luck so far. Oh, baby, do we have a run?
2 for 2.
Do we have a run? Can we get 3 for 3? Ah. Bad Snake. Bad Snake. Bad Snake has a brother. Hopefully we don't get him too. We did not. Alright. You know what? Solid monsters. Solid monsters. Alright, now let's add these bad boys to our list. We're gonna go to Vanguard and we're gonna put Thief on it. That's all we need. We need to remove some abilities from Flan here. He doesn't need those. He doesn't need to learn how to do anything. We need to get rid of Fire from Shigun. Party members are gonna be Brother, Goon, and Shigun.
And Flan sits on the bench until later.
Yeah, Flan has a rage. Right now, he's pretty chill. We just scooped him up. He's not angry enough. We gotta let him be angry. Alright, now we are set up for the rest of the run.
Treasure sphere.
Sacred Mount guard us when the faith disappeared, revealing law.
Now, for the marathon, I
The
will
rocks are floating.
point out that I am running
Don't
the
tell
game
me
in
we gotta
full
climb up
English,
that thing.
English VO,
No
and
worries.
English text.
I'll take you
I
to
do
the
that
top.
for entertainment's sake for a marathon. If you're going for PBs or chasing world record, the fastest combination is actually Japanese VO with Chinese text. So if you decide to scope the leaderboard and see that all of the runs are in Chinese, that's why. Now, a little bit of improvised money route here. We pick up this chest. This is just a fail-safe because the beauty of monsters is they are very strong, as pointed out earlier.
Let's find.
The downside of monsters is I have absolutely no control over them.
Just
They're like little wind-up monkeys. You just turn the crank and let them go, and whatever happens, happens.
think this might.
Tend to introduced a bit of platforming. It's not great, but it's there. You learn to deal
Who's
with
there?
Who doesn't love platforming in RPGs?
it. It always works out perfectly.
Let me tell you a thing or two about that.
Alright, so this is what we do have control of monsters. If you see on the top left of the screen, you'll see attacking like mad with 5 stars. When you go into combat, it starts at 3 stars. And basically what this does, increasing stars is a damage multiplier. It increases the amount of damage you do while also increasing the amount of damage you take, and vice versa for lowering stars. So
This is the thing.
what our combat becomes now is that we need to, while we're attacking, increase the stars to 5, but while we're getting hit,
She's getting hurt.
drop it down to 1. Pointer on screen, my bad, sorry about that. Whoa, we got a mid-air encounter. That's a first. You can mark that off of your RPG We Love bingo card.
Basically, every encounter's a straight run, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we don't want to fight anything. All the experience we need to level up the monsters we're going to get from bosses. Now this is a forced encounter, we can't run from it. So we just wind up the monkeys and let them go. Now, Pidge, going into this run, how much did you know about 10-2?
Really nothing. I've never played an FF past FF9.
Excellent. So you can kind of be like a surrogate chat member.
Pretty much.
So if you see something bananas and I'm not explaining it very well, please point it out, and I would love to go into depth.
No, how I hate the damn.
Sorry, boss.
Right now, we're just chasing LeBlanc's gang, which is essentially the Final Fantasy equivalent of Team Rocket. They're a trio of bad guys that are very bad at being bad. Just look at brother dancing. Just shaking it. Shaking what his mama gave him.
Why escape when you can dance?
I mean, if you got it, flaunt it, baby. That's what I always say. So we got a 3 encounter Gagazette. That's not, or was it 4 encounters? Maybe it was 4 encounters.
Let's
I
show
lost
them.
count. It was 4? Yeah. That's one of the points. 10-2, like I said, easy game to get into. It has a very low barrier of entry. But it does have a very high cap, I guess is what I'll say. Because there are some things like opening encounters, getting monsters, there's a pedestal game we'll have to play later. You really, it's beyond your control, so you just kind of got to roll with the punches. Easy game to run, difficult game to PV, I guess is what I'm saying.
RNG giveth, RNG taketh away, basically.
In spades.
What?
This is the point where Yuna basically leaves them to die.
Yep. I mean, we're gonna go see him. We're gonna check on him.
We're gonna, grab the chest,
Because the contents of that chest are much more important than the value of their lives. And here we have our first boss. Good old Boris. Not kidding, that's his name.
Where's the crab?
Spider,
Ish
crab.
thing.
Now, ideally, what we want to see is our monsters just attack like that. Was perfect. That's a perfect fight. The monsters do have a tendency to use abilities.
Ability's bad.
Abilities very bad. Abilities take at least twice the amount of ATB to attack.
It's obvious to... Perfect.
But that's our introductory chapter. And trust me, if you think the monsters are going wild now, wait till we pull Flan off the bench. You're gonna see things that should not exist.
God's plan is best.
God Flan is an elder god that we have fished out of the rivers of the Moonflow.
Brother?
This sounds like canon. It is. You think I'm making this up? I'm definitely not flying by the seat of my pants here. Whoop. Gotta love static cameras. Alright, all those accessories that we got earlier, we're gonna dump off at the gold store here. Except the muscle belt. We want to keep the muscle belt. Alright, we got 8,100 gil. That's perfect. You want some lore? I will give you that deep lore. I'll give you that deep lore.
Think it's worth anything?
It's not very exciting.
Junk.
Junk.
But we can use it as a
I
dress
identify
reader.
as pain.
Woo!
Incoming data. Going to your...
Deepest Final Fantasy X lore that I can offer. Alright, so I actually have a good answer for that one. Because this is something I have played through original Final Fantasy X casually, probably 300 times, and that's not without exaggeration. I play it once a year minimum. Usually 100% it once a year minimum. And I can't even tell you how many times I've played this because I speedrun it. But here's something that I just recently discovered by digging through the wiki. So the game portrays... Are you serious, game? Are you giving me 0 encounter Gagazette? Okay, thank you. I thought I was about to get zero encounter calm lands in a marathon. I was gonna get mad. My PB has a 2 encounter. Anyhow, back to the lore. Did you know that Dream Zanarkand and regular, like, destroyed Zanarkand exist at the same time? Because I didn't know that. There is absolutely no, like, you know, when Waka's like, well, maybe Sin jerks you through time, like thousands of years through time. Nope. Nope, that's the whole thing. Alright, in that menuing there, basically what we've got here, we're gonna equip the Charm Bangle, so no more encounters. And pretty much everyone else gets wristbands except for Shigun, who is going to get the Muscle Belt. And now pretty much it's just story beats from here to the end of the game.
Hope you guys didn't want to know the story, but you're not going to understand it.
No, not really.
This must be how... This is the first time I've...
Welcome.
So what brand hairspray does Lulu use?
That is what I want to know. Something in the international version, when they were programming it, broke Lulu's hair, and it just kind of
Kimari said he
sticks
found
out
it
like
on
she
Mount
stuck her finger in an
Nagasato.
electrical socket. So my canon, totally
It does
true and not
look
made
like
up here on the spot,
those something
is that she just had a thunder
seems
spell
off.
go awry, and she can't figure out how to stop it.
Since you've come all this...
Basically, the story is cryptic message from what was to be Titus. Let's go find him.
Yeah, what set Yuna off on this grand adventure is, you know, the end of the first game, Titus disappears into the Aether. She's not too happy about that, but they find a sphere of someone that looks like him. And she's like, but how? He's in prison. What's going on here? So she becomes a sphere hunter, which is basically people that track down these video orbs to try and find out more about why her ghost boyfriend is showing up in videos that she wasn't a part of.
Also, I have to point out that Lulu is supposedly like 8 months pregnant here.
Yes, that is a fact. Yeah. And this one I'm actually not joking or making up on the fly, is that they did not make a pregnant model for Lulu just because they didn't want to. What we're doing for this
We
section,
don't wanna.
yeah, no, literally, it was just they didn't feel like it. Oh, we got a 0, nice. So what we're doing in this section is if there is a downside to running 10-2, this is it. So we've got a secret ancient door that we've got to open that's locked by 4 ciphers. This is a speed run, so we're not gonna track down all 4 of them. We're just gonna get the 3 that are on the way, and we're gonna guess the 4th one.
So in the perfect runs, we want 4 zeros.
Oh yeah, the meme dream is, you know, 4 zeros. What we're gonna get is gonna be significantly worse than that. There are some mad lads that are trying to route around doing 2 ciphers, and I'm like, no, I'm not about that life. All right, what we got? 5040. Whoops. Got a little antsy on that one. It was 5440.
We find
Something
Waka wallowing his sorrow
In a cave. Somehow he got through the door.
and locked it behind him.
Yeah, because that was nice of him. Alright, here's our mission boss. Spooky, scary, fire-breathing dragon.
Find us.
And he's done. Watch Eunice skirt here. It's a full-length skirt. And then... shoop.
One more.
What the heck? that is fashion. That's a fashion statement. I dig it.
I want a retractable skirt. That is 100%. Like, I would wear that.
That is so cool. I would wear that too.
So,
Yeah, so you'll kind of see, for better or for worse, when they did the 10-10-2 HD remaster,
Just how
all of the budget
Sure
went
wish
to
I-
10, and 10-2 was kind of an afterthought that they attached at the end in the 11th hour.
Yeah.
So that gives us things like broken Lulu hair and skirts that can self-retract. So Xanarkand is pretty much a it's a slow part. There's a lot of it's just a lot of dialogue. Most of it's unskippable. Few cutscenes. So now is a perfect time. You got donations you want to get in. Now would be a perfect time to get those read.
whose idea?
You got questions you want to ask about the run.
We don't have any donations to read out for now, but if anybody in chat feels like changing that, we do have the Dragon Ball Z incentive, which is actually the next run after this one. There is a Fight the Secret Boss incentive, which has not been met yet, so get your donations in as soon as you can so we can meet that.
I'm honored.
Why are
Just as a reminder, we are here because we're watching RPGs We Love 3, which is the annual RPG Valkyries fundraising marathon, and all donations accepted during the marathon will go directly to the RPG Valkyries to pay for accommodations, airfare, and necessary additional expenses such as food at the event, taxes, etc. Any leftover funds will be donated directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is a selected charity for RPG Live a Break. With your donations, you can also win some fabulous prizes. Which are pretty awesome. We actually have a DBZ Fusion painting, which is up for grabs today. Every day of the week we have different prizes, so be sure to get your donations in and get a chance at winning those. You can type !prizes into the chat to see what we have to offer.
Clue again? Come on, it's key.
So something that
Alright,
gets explored
let's
if
head
you
out.
do a full playthrough of this game that we're not
Yes, sir.
gonna get to see here. Those three little kids right there are
Which way?
the Kinderguardians, as we'll find out.
Yes.
They've turned
The
themselves
Kinderguardians?
the Kinderguardians.
Is that their actual name, or
That is their actual name.
That's wonderful.
Oh, they're gonna have like a whole like Ginyu Force pose here. I'll actually just shut up and let the little thing play so you can see it. It's totally adorable.
It's me, Posse.
'Cause I can't skip this dialogue anyways.
This is Hana, and this is Taro. Nice to meet you, Lady Yuna.
What are you doing here? There are fiends around.
Fiends? Ha! Uh-huh, that's right. We're sphere hunters. The Kindergardians! The Kindergardians!
See?
You here on some kind of treasure hunt?
So cute.
That's amazing. They remind me like of the bombers from Majora's Mask.
Right.
Oh yes, 100%.
We paid 15 whole gil for that.
But what we're not going to
Come on,
see in
let's go.
this, but you do see in a full playthrough, is there's two warring factions
Move
going
out.
on here, basically, in the land of
See ya,
Spira.
Lady
We've got the
Yuna.
Youth League and we've got New Yevon.
15 gil for a clue.
And it's a giant political standoff between the two over who's going to lead Spira into the Golden Age, essentially. Now that Sin's been taken care of, we don't have to worry about it.
Come in. Oh, hey.
And
Nah, it's just that
they're getting a little strapped for members on both sides because people are just getting tired of the infighting.
Clue.
New Yevon
What?
sinks
The
so low
goblins?
as to actually
Kima?
recruiting the Kindergardians to be part of their army.
we won't let you.
Of course, all they do is guard the front door, but still.
I tried.
The infamous zoom in on Riku's face there, where she says monkey, is another one of those, you know, where this game was developed in the 11th hour, because they have high definition models for the cutscenes, but then there are sometimes they don't use those and still use the original PS2 models, and you can very much tell.
Who is your leader? Me! Me!
Brother, shut up.
I'll have to refer to this part of the game as "Shut Up, Brother." Plus, he'll have to go on his little rants after the fights.
Yeah, brother will randomly use some win quotes when he's really feeling it, when the groove is just struck down to his core. You know, when the bass hits just right. Or, you know, he just armor breaks air with his butt. You can, in fact, Pokemon this game. Alright, so I just saw the Madden thing in chat, and I have to, I gotta, you know where I'm going with this, you nerd. So, as Pidge said earlier, you know, I consider her a really good friend of mine. We've known each other for many, many years now. When I first met Pidge, was at a Smash Brothers tournament.
2014, by the way.
Oh my god, has it been that long?
Almost 6 years.
Good lord. Anyhow, so I was there for Street Fighter 4 and Marvel vs. Capcom.
So?
Well, it's
I figured, you know what? I'll play Smash Brothers a little bit. I'll join, whatever. And a little preface here. Growing up, I was a sports kid. From the time I could hold a baseball bat, I was playing baseball, and then middle school and high school, I played football. So I was a pretty big sports kid. So I enter this Smash Brothers tournament, and the very first person I go up against is Pidge01.
2 years ago.
And it's on Smash Brothers on 3DS, so you have to link up with the Nintendo Wi-Fi, and you've got names for your Nintendo account or whatever. And I'm trying to find hers, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's John Madden Football." Oh, okay. You're a big sports fan. That's cool. Didn't think anything about it. Keep in mind, I had never seen the Moonbase Alpha video. I knew nothing about any of that. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Another sports nut at a Smash tournament. That's sweet.
Password?
I'm such a disappointment.
And that's how our friendship got started on the right foot.
Yes, good. Okay, so now tell me, what is the meaning of
when
that?
I did my SMRPG run earlier today, I did it in the Japanese version.
The calm.
And I had the fake start file screen name select up to, like, just to anticipate actually resetting to start my run. And one of the other folks was like, okay, hold on a second, because this is in Japanese, so I think some people in chat are not going to get this, but did you make your file name John Madden in Japanese? And I just
Oh my god. I watched your run and I didn't pick up on that.
Well, it was only visible for like the first 10 seconds I was that my screen was live. It was gone very quickly.
Wow.
I see.
And I guess you see it in Booster's Tower for like a second.
Okay, thanks.
No, because it was a fake file name. I put in a fake file name in the new file name screen so that I can start a new file like on a false start and then reset. And that's when the timer actually starts, because if you start a new file and then reset, your cursor is automatically put up to the new game selector. So we start a fake new file and then we hit reset, and that's when our timer begins. Because time is from power on an SMRPG. So when I'm just like setting up the fake file, I use like any file name because it doesn't matter. So I just did it John Madden.
Oh.
That's amazing. Also, I want to take a second. Dijon Ketchup in the chat just did the football as a sport, go Packers.
I love Dijon.
That is like the most like ancient internet reference I have seen in a long time. You cannot slide past me. I caught that.
I am a huge fan of Dijon. She's wonderful.
That was some picnic face. I recognize that.
Found ya!
We're not alone.
Oh yeah, if you've not seen the Moonbase Alpha video that I referenced,
How about kick its ass?
it's a video.
It's having its 10th anniversary this year, and I've actually set a notification in my Google Calendar to like send out a tweet on that day that says happy 10th birthday to the only video on YouTube.
Oh my lord. So where you see the purple cast bar, that means the monsters are doing abilities. That's what we don't want them to do. Abilities are slow, and they don't chain very well. He does not like brother.
I like the cutscene before this where we find out that they've turned the Holy Land into a roadside attraction.
Oh yeah, we kind of John Maddened over all of that. Like in the story here, that's exactly what's happened. Basically the Holy Land of the first game has become
the world's biggest ball of twine.
What?
Yeah.
It's only half a
gift
sphere.
on the way out, so you have to
All
go through
that
it.
for nothing.
I am beside myself with joy
can't
that
have
John
to take it
Madden
with
is
us.
now a verb.
I can't believe how much this place has changed.
I guess at this point, John Madden's just become one of those perfect words that fits in any situation.
I think so, at least if you follow my Twitter account.
Oh lord.
Godwing!
Don't do it.
It's a trap, don't do it. Alright, so we are at the end of chapter 1 here, of 5 chapters in the game. Told you this run was going to move quick. Oh, also, at no point in time will I be making any safety saves. And before the RPG Valkyries have a kidney stroke. Yeah, I'm rolling with it. A kidney stroke.
I'm the only one here to have a kidney stroke because my run was nothing but safety saves.
No safety saves whatsoever. Anytime you see the little chocobo down in the corner, the game's actually auto-saving. and it does it very frequently.
Don't worry, we here on the Valks are very familiar with safety saves that come in all shapes and forms.
Ideally, I won't have to use one, but you know, marathon luck. The Demon Chocobo of safety saves, yes. More Final Fantasies need the ability to summon the Demon Chocobo. Alright, so as we make our way up to the temple here, we've got to answer a series of passwords to get through checkpoints. Fortunately for me, the passwords are the same every time, unlike Besaid, which is randomized. So the option's always 14144. Also, I love Potshot there. We've clearly gone through, like, you know, 4 checkpoints at least. But that guy just decides to take a Potshot at you for whatever reason. Alright, here's the Chapter 1 boss. As long as we gotta watch out for haymakers. Haymakers, as the name would imply. Not the cleanest fight in the world, but it works.
How you like that?
Not bad at all.
Bravery check. If you flee, we shoot you. All right, there we go. I'm accepting that. That's new canon.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Actually, we're
Playing
spear
with
hunters.
guns. Okay.
So?
Also, I
Going,
love
let's
games
go!
that have like super
Sorry,
highly
Donna.
polished main
Spear is
characters
ours.
and NPCs that look like they were made by the interns.
Tough luck.
Feels weird not splitting, just by the way.
Oh my goodness, we just got a whole bunch of random gift subs. Thank you so much, Bells.
Yes, I'm 12.
Thank you for those 5 tier 1 gift subs that shared a whole bunch of emotes with chat, because we don't have, I think Twitch is like actually stopping that in a couple days. This round of reward-based emotes is going to be no longer available in a couple days. However, you do get to keep the emotes that you have unlocked from being in chats where gift subs were given out. So thank you so much. Let's keep the hype train going.
Alright, so I do want to interject right here. You'll notice I'm not skipping this cutscene. What we're doing here is not all FMVs in this game are skippable. But fortunately, hang on, I gotta count this. We're gonna look for 4 red lights. 2, 3, 4. If you notice in the lower right, skip is going to appear. I'm saving skip in the memory buffer. So basically what we're doing here is we're doing FMV replacement to allow us to skip cutscenes that we normally can't.
And
in a tradition.
That's really cool.
Yep. No, it's really awesome. It's just a complete oversight, but
Front and center.
it works very well. And it's very fortunate that the there we go. All right, now we got to do musicians. My
What's that sound?
least favorite part of this run. Yeah, it's very fortunate that the two unskippable cutscenes have shorter cutscenes before them. Now, typically, we would do two, but this run will be a little bit different because we did have the 1,000 words cutscene incentive met. So that is actually the only time that we will be doing the cutscene buffer. Now you see why I don't like musicians.
This is the point where the game basically says, no, you cannot progress.
He's supposed to go in there, but he's not. He's not having it.
Basically where world records go to die.
It is. World records, PBs, dreams, cures for various diseases and ailments. Alright, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to, I'm going to go ahead and just reset it. So we're going to use the load for the chapter 2 there. To reset the musicians and try it again. There we go. And now we've got the La-Las cutscene. Musician is true final boss. I will agree with that. Wasn't kidding when I called it the La-La cutscene.
I've always wondered, did they just not want to try to make an actual song there? What's the budget? Tight?
So you didn't see it because I was mashing through it, but the cutscene that was supposed to happen there is Yuna's nightmare. It's the one where she's running through this weird place with Titus, and at the end she gets shot. Very infamous cutscene from the game. But yeah, with the cutscene buffer, we're able to skip that cutscene.
New Yevon.
Works for go.
Wow, they're pulling.
Now you'll notice on some of these cutscenes, I'm waiting for very specific moments to skip. And that's simply because it won't let you skip prior to certain things happening. Some you can skip as soon as they show up, but
Who's on top
some you
now,
have
Tall
to
Wings?
wait for specific triggers to happen, then it'll let you skip.
It'll be 1,000 years before you can take on the mighty LeBlanc.
And we have a very, very excellent PDF that has the entire route explained. It's on the speedrun.com page. Many people have contributed to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful PDF. Yeah, the whole reason we give it to New Yevon is to make a section of the game later faster. That's entirely it. Now for the hypest moment of the run, and honestly of any RPG ever. Standing in line strats. Control yourselves. I know. This part's wild. It's riveting. It's engaging. It is the single greatest achievement that mankind has ever developed for a game. But it's over now.
Yeah, but this is what peak performance looks like.
It is true. It is very true. You may not like it. That's what it is.
Trickier than it looks, though.
So yeah, it actually really is. The places you have to stand are actually very particular. You notice like where I was in line first, then I kind of adjusted my position. If you're not in the right spot, line doesn't move.
Never been this close.
Basically, we did all that so we could get a pass that lets us go to the desert.
All right, you're...
Our current mission, if you want to call it that, get you caught up on story. We had a valuable piece of equipment stolen by Team Rocket.
Someone's turning.
And we need to infiltrate their headquarters. To do that, we need some uniforms. So we're on a mini mission to collect uniforms so we can sneak into the base.
So that's where it was. Sorry for the trouble. I appreciate yous finding it for us, though. What?
The goal.
Which one between these two do you think is James and which one's Meowth?
We take it back.
I think Logos is James and Normie's Meowth.
I was gonna go with the other one. He's dumb.
James is smart.
You know!
There we go. Logos is definitely James. All right. That is uniform number 1. Can we just borrow uniforms from our goons? But what will they wear? Alright, we got a menu here. That unerring path garment grid that we just picked up is an upgrade to the Vanguard that we've been using. And for the goons, the last garment grid change that they're gonna go through. Then we get to use our fancy new pass to go play in the desert.
Man.
Coarse, irritating, gets everywhere.
I'm busy, so make it fast.
You.
That?
Nice.
I guess the High Summoner's hard up too. Well, don't be expecting any special treatment.
Right.
We'll send you out there by hover. Go talk to the pilot about it. Oh, before you start digging, some strange stuff's been washing up.
Ooh, the Oasis. Get our second uniform.
My question is, why are they hiding these in random spots? Somebody just left their outfit out in the middle of the desert.
I mean, at least the Gagazette one makes sense. But yeah, I got nothing for the others.
Well, oh, fam.
The Gagazette one is what we'll do next. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of odd that the rest of these are just in bizarre locations.
And they're looking for them too, so they not have extras.
Hey man, times are tough.
The only 3 they have.
Like, you know when you get a job and they're like, I'll give you 1 uniform, but you gotta buy the rest. That's basically what we're working with here.
Kimari, sorry.
You guys like Kamari? But you got to see him for like a second. We won't be seeing him anymore for the rest of the game. At least he made his one line useful though, or impactful rather. He said he was sorry.
Also like how Pain and Riku are wearing their outfits on the ship, but for cutscenes they changed.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
No wonder the wrong. Look!
Kimari no get royalties, not the pure and run. We're basically gonna do what any good adventurer would and steal uniforms from people that are in the bath.
Can you believe there's a hot? Think it's okay? Did you work? Talk
Nobody
about
really
it,
said that the gull wings were
belongs-
moral.
Hey, not.
No.
You got me.
We're just the protagonists.
I know. I don't know.
They're the ones.
And I like Payne's rationale for the situation.
Help.
They're the ones slacking off.
Look
I mean,
out, look out!
I like they're using their clothes.
I mean, in Unisys, he's no longer a member of the church, so morals have no bearing.
Who is your leader? Me! Me!
Brother, please, buddy.
Shut up.
Hey. Or is it the?
How?
This is brother. How is everything?
Mission accomplished. We found ourselves a uniform.
All right, so now that we've got all the uniforms, we're going to infiltrate the base. And that's not going to go quite how we had planned. We're going to get roped into doing some favors. And said favors are why we got the After Dark block. The promised just a massage.
I hope.
Worry.
Let's change right in front of them.
They're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Report.
We're trying to sneak in, but it just so happens where we need to go is locked
The
by
boss is
the very people that we need to
Suppressing a
sneak
natural
by.
charm. You.
You know.
We need to use our
Talon.
talents to help her unwind. The boss has had a bad day. Time for a massage mini game.
Where are you groping?
Oh, you're good. Not quite. Ow! Oh, you're good. Stop that. Oh, you're good. That's not it. Oh! Not there. Oh, you're good. Ah. That's nice. Ah.
All right, first try mini game. And I'm hoping that someone
boss fell
joined the
asleep.
stream
We've been
just
waiting
like
for it.
right in the middle of that.
No contact.
Yeah, zero context, just
The speakers
We'll
on
just
full
have.
blast.
In the meantime,
The back of the.
Can we get a no context clip? I recommend it. No context clips are best clips. Now, it's actually important that we do get a first try minigame on that. A, you know, because if you fail, you have to do it again, and that's a time loss. But B, getting it on first try changes the accessory that you get as a reward. And we're gonna get the gold hairpin. If you do it in 2 or more tries, you get the heady perfume. And if you know anything about Final Fantasy, the gold hairpin in this game does exactly what it does in any other. It's half MP cost. And that's going to be very useful for our Flan, who is almost ready to come off the bench. Almost. Now, before I discovered that there was a chart that literally maps out the minigame, I was always just winging it. So sometimes it was very common that I would not get first try minigame. So I actually developed perfume strats. And the heady perfume, instead of giving you half MP cost, gives you MP stroll.
What about you?
Which allows you to restore 1 MP per step, basically. So basically the difference in routing is you have to be consciously aware of Flan's MP and use ethers as need be.
Feeling lucky, huh?
Hey, they stole from us. This is this was not unprovoked. They're learning real quick, you don't steal from thieves. How's everybody feeling? It's 3 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast US. Or as I like to call it, real gamer hours.
Doing pretty good over here. Honestly, you guys are doing fantastic. Like, I'm like enthralled at how energetic you've made this 3 a.m. run. Like, this is fantastic.
Oh, you know, maybe had a few Red Bulls before the start of the run. Maybe slept half the day to make sure.
I thought about sleeping between my run and this run, and like I was going to, but I was also afraid that I wouldn't wake up in time to do my hosting shift, so I just stayed up, and I'm very tired.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Luckily, tomorrow's a holiday in my part of Canada, so I can sleep in.
Oh, what kind of holiday?
Oh, it's a holiday that the Liberal government invented in 2015 called Family Day, and so I guess I'm gonna go see my family for a bit of it. But it was just kind of a holiday that they gave us so we could have a holiday in February.
That's actually really awesome.
Yeah.
The party is such sweet sorrow.
Oh, our Shigun got hurt. Not a big deal, but it does mean this fight will be a little bit slower. But at least they did take out LeBlanc before she cast Mighty Guard.
No one's gonna hear.
Wait a second! Please.
Let us.
Enjoy brothers dancing while you can, or it's about to go away.
Yep, we're approaching the end of Brothers Shenanigans. Cutscene skip there.
That is. We finished our analysis.
We're headed to Bavel
I see Bavel
to scope out what they've got hidden under the rug.
If anyone you.
And the fights there are going to be the last that we'll see of Brother.
That's what Nucci's got.
We're
in
gonna pull
mind.
Flan off the
What about-
bench and show you
The summoner
just
who
how
defeated-
angry a small blue blob can be.
So then I get. Waiting. Don't be silly, love.
Sin is gone. The eternal calm. I've realized.
Poor Yuna under the crushing realization that the world kind of sucks.
Still.
I defeated the ultimate evil and nothing changed.
So how?
Another bigger evil rose up in its place.
It's obvious. We nab the head honcho.
What is this, a sequel?
Then we make him.
Get ready for
I got
wait,
no
you
problem
can
with
do
this.
that, percent? Yes, very much.
A girly man like that doesn't stand a chance without his escort.
Because, I mean, up until now, yeah, the monsters
much
are
stronger
they're
than he
strong. They're doing good damage. They're mostly staying alive, but it's nothing
goes there?
super extravagant, right? Like, there's no way that it could possibly be,
The High
you know,
Summoner.
I don't know,
Please, forgive
doing
my
10k
rudeness.
damage every time it attacks.
Who knew?
There's no way that it could possibly. They wouldn't let that through quality assurance, right? Like, that's not something that you can very easily set up with 2 accessories and a monster. Like, that's no way.
Hey, you haven't used the whole game. Mind you.
A level 2 monster at that. Like, no one would be silly enough to let that through quality assurance. No way.
Want to shout out Penguinator for rating us. Welcome everybody from Penguinator's stream.
Alright, so that
Jeez.
obtuse bit of movement we just did to
Yeah.
open up the lift here is going to take us to Bavel's basement, where the best of secrets are kept.
So for those of us, those of you just joining us now, you're currently watching RPGs We Love 3, which is the annual RPG Valkyries fundraising marathon, and all donations accepted during the marathon will go directly to the Valks to pay for accommodations, airfare, and necessary additional expenses like food at the event and taxes, etc. for RPG Limit Break, which several of us were accepted to today, so awesome news. Any leftover funds will be donated directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is a selected charity for RPG Limit Break. With your donations, you can make several awesome incentives happen, such as the upcoming Dragon Ball Z Fight the Secret Boss incentive, which is still $77 away. We need to meet that by the time this run ends. And you can also win some fabulous prizes with your donations. So type !" prizes in the chat to see what you can win. We have different prizes every day of the week.
I need to take a look at that prize list. I didn't realize that there was one for each day.
Oh yeah, the prizes are pretty amazing.
The secret that Titus could have walked on these walkways back when he did this trial, but somehow didn't do so. That is exactly the best kept secret of Bavel. You didn't need to do the weird elevator puzzle.
You turn off the escalator.
Yeah, you just walk on it. Good old barkeep. How he got here, I have no idea. But I'm not gonna question it. I kind of think he's like Sandal from Dragon Age, if you've ever played that. We find a giant gaping hole that leads to, I don't know, hell probably. So what do? Geronimo! You rode in on the shoe path? What game is not complete without some chain surfing? I love chain surfing. It's like the most impossible thing that you could do in video games, because how are you gonna get from one link to the next? But I still love it. Give the people their money's worth, brother. Perfect camera for it. It's perfect. Right there, you get the full view. Remember the boss from Chapter 1? He's a regular enemy now. That's when you know you've made progress in an RPG. When, like, early boss becomes just standard cannon fodder enemy.
It didn't even change his palette. Here you go.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same enemy. Same name, everything. Even SMRPG's guilty of that. When you get to the smithy factory.
Yeah, I mean, even before that.
What boss the Eerie fight? I'm drawing a blank.
Croco and Balome.
Ah, that's right. That's right. How'd I forget about Balome? My goodness. Because it's 3:30 in the morning, that's how.
Pretty understandable, honestly.
Good news is, after the run, I'll be awake for breakfast. That rarely happens.
You're gonna have to go hit up a Waffle House. Or a Denny's. You don't go to Denny's, you end up at Denny's.
Now that I think about it, the night before I flew to the tournament that I met you at, I was actually waiting in a Denny's until my Greyhound was leaving to go to the airport. But the Denny's in Toronto is like decent because it's the only one in Toronto. Like it's right in the middle of downtown where rent is really expensive, so they have to be good.
Oh.
Is that the 5-star Denny's?
I thought it was a myth.
I remember, I think it was 2 in the morning, and the guy who was working there, I was like one of the only people that was in the restaurant, so we were just chatting and got onto the topic of I was flying to North Carolina for the Smash tournament. Like, yeah, that's just what I'm doing in this Denny's at 2 in the morning.
It's consistent, man. I tell you, like, you don't go to Denny's, you just end up there somehow.
I mean, there's not a whole, like, even in downtown Toronto, there's not a whole lot that's open 24 hours.
Also, hold the phone. You took a Greyhound from Toronto to North Carolina?
No, even I am not that silly. I took a Greyhound from Toronto to Buffalo, and then I flew out of Buffalo to North Carolina.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't even know you then. I feel bad for you. All right, now this puzzle right here looks a lot more intimidating than it is. But really, we're waiting for 3 rotations. This is rotation number 2. And then we need the 3rd rotation. We're going to step on this pad and we're going to stop it. The reason we're doing this puzzle will become apparent here in a little bit. You have not missed 1,000 words. Not even close to 1,000 words yet. So now that we're up here, Riku is controlling the switch. God help us all.
Riku! Coming!
Let this spin around. Get 1 rotation and stop it again. Oh man, I would kill to be at the final boss at 1 hour and 20. Do you realize what kind of world record I'd be setting?
Unbreakable.
Literally. Now we jump over here and collect our first of the broken items, a Bloodlust.
Riku! Yep!
Signal Riku. Get 1 more rotation, stop it again. Make our way down here. We have acquired the ring. And now, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna give this flan a gold hairpin and a ring. We're gonna give the thief a lure bracer and bloodlust.
Coming.
Signal Riku 1 more time. And we are done with this puzzle. That is an accessory for more encounters, and I will explain. It does increase encounters, but it also increases the strength of Goon. But because we already have a charm bangle equipped, it works like a multiplier. And multiplier is times 0, so obviously anything times 0 is still 0. So the charm bangle out prioritizes the more encounters, so we still get nothing.
Sorry, I'm going ahead.
You have your
Phyllis.
Yeah, we're not playing tactics. This isn't no math percent. This is heavy math percent.
With so many things woven together, what could be waiting where the threads meet?
All right, you saw Flan there, but he didn't really get a chance to do much. You know, Barrel Eye, he's not too much to worry about. How about we up the ante? What about Bahamut? What about Dark Bahamut?
Ooh.
We just cut Flan loose against Dark Bahamut. And boom.
This is where Flan just starts nuking anything that moves.
That you did not. Your eyes did not deceive you. That was 9,999 damage from a blue Flan at level 9.
Why is this happening? I wish you were here with me.
Welcome to Final Fantasy X-2.
Thank you, Pain. You were right. We had to fight it, didn't we?
Why is this damage happening? Because the ring accessory gives Flan access to Flare.
Not.
We remove all of the abilities on Flan, so all he can cast is Flare. And then we give him an accessory that gives him MP Turbo.
What?
So it doubles the damage
It must have fled into.
And Flare is already the strongest magic in the game if you
report
leave
to
out, like
boys.
Ultima and things like that. Strongest single target spell. So basically it all amounts to a gigantic oversight
The eternal calm.
on Square's
I can
part
feel it crumbling, falling away from
of
beneath our
not
feet.
understanding that a good combination would allow for this game to be broken in half.
They didn't map very well.
They did not. Or at all, actually. Is this Super Saiyan Blue Flan? No, this is Ascended. This is Ultra Instinct Flan.
Trouble, and I mean big time. Fiends are pouring.
Yeah, it's not a glitch. This is not, we're not glitch abusing to get this damage. This is just how it happens.
The
I mean, it's almost like they expect you to play the game like you're supposed to. And
Luckily.
Nope.
Guess you're friendly.
Any fiends they.
I respect that pun. I respect that pun a lot. We're winning these battles with a lot of flan flair.
That's okay.
Flan flair.
People in the village will.
What ya?
I can see you now.
Everything's going according to Flan. We've done it. We've started the Flan train. Keep them coming. Pull every Flan pun out of the book.
Wouldn't want you.
Hey!
No.
We're pretty much on Dark Aeon cleanup right now. And it goes pretty much like you saw with Dark Bahamut. Boom!
Yuna!
Yeah.
I'll...
Talk about it.
Memories? Fiends ever come out of the town?
Does enemy
Call me
HP
before
balance
you
itself
do.
according to your party's level? No, it does not. Enemy HP is 100% static.
Start behind about 12 grand.
It's like 8 or 9.
Like just beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, X-2's got 12. Almost forgot what Killiker was there for a second.
You're not even playing in Chinese.
I know. That's hilarious. My menus have been worse in English than they are in Chinese. And I don't know what that says more about. Maybe because I'm relying on my eyes instead of muscle memory.
I think it.
Hey, look at this minigame that we're just gonna not pay attention to and mash through. And it works.
You!
If you do it right, you get, I think, a garment
There's a
grid
hidden
or something
path.
like that, but we don't need that. We have God Flan. We just mash through it and it lets us through, which is nice. We gotta trigger 3 angry mob cutscenes before the girls remember that they were just told that there is a secret passageway to get to where they need to go.
Donna said,
Through the trees. Come out of the trees, man. Come out of the trees.
walk.
Yo, shoutouts to non-existent hitboxes. That part would be a nightmare if they could actually bump into you. Yeah, we still have the 0 encounters equipment on. And 0 encounters overwrites extra encounters. So we get the benefits of the Lure Bracer's increased strength without the downfall of the actual increased encounters. Because it's one of those very generous, the no encounters does not have to be on an active party member. It just has to be on somebody in the team. So brother, who is not in the party currently, still has 0 encounters equipped. And that's enough for the game to be like, okay, no encounters, you're good. So I think 10 does the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same as 10. Just pick it on Kamari or whoever.
How about you default to Kamari because no one uses him?
I use Kamari. I max out everybody, so that's just who I am as a person.
There's nothing wrong with that. We've got to fight a bunch of these, I forget what they're called, Varunas or something like that, the little demon enemies. An ideal pattern is that we get crits from our goons. So that way Flan is not just spam casting Flare. That doesn't always happen, and more often than not it doesn't. So all it really does is save a menu, because we need Flan to be able to use Flare against Ifrit. So it's one of those, if you get it, fantastic. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. Like that. Perfect. Magnifique. Except you have to get that to happen like 3 times.
Yeah.
It can. And I've had it happen. But not very common that it happens. Generally, you gotta menu and kill Flan's MP. Because even though the enemy was dead, the animation of him using Flare still went off, so it still takes the MP away. Yeah, we didn't get it, so I'm gonna have to burn an ether right here. Doesn't take a lot of time, but it's still one of those you hope on your PB that you get through with no extra menu here. Plan's just burning the corpse, make sure the enemy's dead. He played Resident Evil. He knows about those crimson heads. He's not about that life. Everybody say hi to Puppy.
Hi, Puppy.
Hi, Puppy.
Yeah.
And surely Ifrit will put up more of a fight than the other Aeons, right?
Everybody say bye to Puppy.
Better watch out. Puppy knows about time hits. Oh man, that means I gotta leave.
He's gonna punch your lights out.
Doggo doesn't feel good, Mr. Stark. All right, chat. And Pidge. Coming up is Dark Ixion. To unlock Dark Ixion, we have 5 pillars spread out across the room. Only one of those pillars is the correct pillar, and it's different each time. How many pillars is it going to take me to unlock the door? Guess now, 1 through 5. Seeing a lot of 5s. Everyone's believing in that marathon luck.
Is the leaders of.
And there's not really a prize if you get it right. I mean, I'll give you a virtual high five.
Translation.
Then that.
Pidge, what's your guess? I want to feel your gut on this one.
My guess is 6.
6 out of 5. All right.
My real guess is 4.
All right. I'm going with my good luck pillar first. Was not my good luck pillar. Plan, stop being a hero. Need you to run, buddy.
Stop using magic.
Was not 2. Plan's being a hero again. Ooh, we might get a 5. It's a 5. We got the 5 pillar.
Dang it. I was off.
I mean, should I go back and push another one just to make it 6? I totally could have cheated and just...
Bitch wins.
Oh my god, she's psychic.
An Aeon?
What a beautiful
Merge with Al
horse,
Bed Machina.
demon, unicorn.
Isn't
thing.
that what they said?
I never really...
How can
like,
this
obviously, it's the unicorn, but I never really can make out what they're going for here. It's like... bone armor and like... dreads.
Mohawk.
What are you? Magical horse. Tell me your secrets.
Why are you?
And why are you? Now, if you'll remember earlier in the run, we used a cutscene buffer to skip Yuna's nightmare cutscene. In a normal run, we would be doing that again here to skip 1,000 words. But because the donation incentive was met to watch 1,000 words, we will not be doing that here and instead skipping that cutscene to shave off a little bit of the extra time added.
Oh, another hole. I wonder what's down there.
Which I had to tell myself on multiple occasions,
no way.
just so I didn't autopilot and skip the
The
cutscene.
hole we found was so deep. It was as though all the secrets in the world might be hidden in its depths. But something told me to stay.
Get back!
Huh? What?
And we're not ghost types yet, so that worked. Even if Yuna's fall there was a bit silly. Whoops. Too much mashing.
Open your eyes.
Ooh, it's weird skipping that cutscene. That just, my thumbs did not want to do it. We got a pretty lengthy stretch here of unskippable dialogue and cutscenes. Not far now. So again, now is a perfect time. You want to sneak in a donation? Want Senpai to notice you? Now is time for Senpai to notice you.
You heard him. Sneak in those donations and get Senpai to notice you.
Give this to Pain. It was all I was able to find.
Yeah, give her this one too.
This is just a reminder that all the donations we receive via PayPal will be going to help accommodate the RPG Valkyries at RPG Loot Break this year. But did you know that all of our bits and sub money goes directly to charity? The RPG Valkyries support Take This in our autumn marathon, and all of our sub and bit money will be going to support Take This. For more information, check out their website at www.takethis.org. That's www.takethis.org.
Questions, but more than anything, I'm just angry.
I'm just angry.
One thing after another, and I'm already confused to begin with. Hey, where
That's just
am
my
I?
natural state of being. One thing after another, and I'm already confused to begin with.
Same as a speedrunner.
So we just kind of stand here, twiddle our thumbs a little bit. Ideally, like what the developers wanted you to do is to walk around and explore and see that you're stuck on this island in the middle of God knows where. But it's just a timer. So you can just stand there. It's a nice place to take a break as a speedrunner. The best one-take scream in all of one-take screams.
I'm all alone.
I didn't expect you to know to press X in this part.
Where are you?
This is like peak time where they would sell you strategy guides. That's how they expected you to know.
Special edition strategy guys like that.
Yep.
With an art book.
Truthfully, like without guides or just knowing, I don't know how you're supposed to know to press X there. I've just always known because when I picked up the game for the first time on PS2, the person I borrowed it from told me to.
Come in, Yuna. Yuna!
Yuna,
Of course, my nervous
reporting
twitches
in.
to just press X during cutscenes.
There's no dialogue to mash through here. I mash right now. Like I'm just. If there was an input capture up on this, you would see just the ridiculous lengths that I go through to mash. Maybe that's why I can't super jump.
I mean, maybe.
If I hit the buttons fast enough, surely it's gotta let me do it, right?
Well, you try using turbo in SMRPG fights, you're gonna have a bad time.
Like an actual bad time?
An actual bad time. The game is programmed to make turbo explicitly terrible in fights.
So that's funny because Metal Gear Solid tried that, but they just bold-faced lied. You use a turbo controller, I'll know. No, you won't. I used turbo for that part.
Maybe they just got better at being stealthy turbo controllers.
Oh.
I definitely have like a bunch of turbo controllers for PS2 just sitting on my soldering table.
I think that's the only system I don't have a turbo controller for.
I got a bunch from Yahoo Japan. I got a bunch of Hori pads.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're pretty good quality. I definitely don't need 4 of them, but I wasn't sure like what I was going to get in terms of quality. But Yahoo Japan is pretty good for controllers, honestly.
Are we really going to bring up things you don't need? How many cartridges of SMRPG do you own?
I'm down to 6.
Wow, that's a lot lower than the number I last heard.
Well, that was because back then it wasn't supported on flash carts, so I needed cartridges for practice saves. Now that it works on flash carts, I don't need that anymore, so I sold all my copies.
There you go, look at you.
Someone.
Everybody's favorite chapter in this game is chapter 4 because you get to watch all the comm spheres. Fortunately, we are done with comm spheres.
Look.
And now we
Looks
get
like
to chase around Tolbly for like 10 minutes. We need a concert promoter, and the only concert promoter that we know owes the mob money.
Yikes! Sorry. As long as you're there.
As you can imagine, that's kind of a pickle we're in.
Hey, you! You're... We have
I feel like meeting a new promoter might be quicker. The way they make it sound, Tolbly's the only concert promoter in all of Spira.
Wait.
I mean, they did kind of put the fate of the world into 3 summoners. 2 of which washed out real quick. Goober Hunt 2020.
Where'd that little ball of... Come back!
I was supposed to say it'd be quicker just to hit the guys over the head that are chasing, but you have God's plan.
Surely he's got a spell that he could use. Oh, wait, we deleted all his spells, so all he knows is Flare.
Disintegrate on them. They weren't even given names anyway, were they?
Told him to delete everything but Fine Dining and Flare.
No, can't. Go to the...
We hire Blue Flan for pyrotechnics and flashpots. Mostly pyrotechnics, but yes.
Second best run animation in the game.
Yeah, this is just a collection of excellent run animations. You got Tolbly that's just, you know, skittering as quick as he can. Yuna with the arm flail, and this guy just employee of the month running, just hoofing it. The PS2 era was a wild era. They didn't really care as much about clipping back then.
It was just accepted. It was gonna happen.
It was gonna happen, so let's just make it look cool. Or, you know, my default excuse is blame Nomura. I just blame Nomura for everything. Even games he didn't work on. Man, Fallout's really buggy. Tetsuya Nomura, man.
He says Tobly.
All aboard!
You
don't
This is my favorite part of this. This makes up for this section being just a long walking simulator. Totally falling out of the tree and landing on this dude's head. He's dead. I mean, there's just no two ways around it. A small child just fell out of a coconut tree and landed on his head. Have we seen Nomoria and Todd Howard in the same room? Oh no. The secret's out. Alright, we're almost done with the chase, Tolbly. He just kind of chills out up here and is spectacularly spectacular.
Hi, what can I do? Spectacularly spectacular! I most definitely Yep.
Also, I'm glad that we get spectacularly spectacular in before he says yummy Unipalooza, because I take some issue with yummy Unipalooza. Probably.
Advertising.
We skipped the cutscene, but I love that the Hypello come out and they're like, advertising is our specialty, and the very next cutscene is them jumping off the airship mid-flight. No parachutes, no nothing. They just dive off the nose of the airship. Well, if it's effective, you can't argue with results. Alright, the old route for this minigame used an item that you got, and it required you to mash
Hey, Uni, hurry up and change!
like a maniac to get a high score. But the new route doesn't do that. And every time you hit a button, every input, with no delay, changes the camera and makes noise. So it used to be an absolute nightmare to watch. It was an assault on the ears, it was an assault on the eyes, but now that we don't do that, I just get to set it to my favorite camera angle and just chill.
It's almost time. Do you think people will show up?
You betcha! The Thunder Plains will be packed. But what are you gonna sing?
And this is where Yuna creates an entire song on the fly. Genius idea.
Wow,
They've
did you write
already
that?
started the concert, promoted it, sold tickets.
It's more like I felt
no song. I
I
have
can
no
hear it
songs.
echoing inside me.
Len?
I think so. I don't know much about her, but I'm learning more and more. Bits and pieces of her memories keep pouring in. It's like I can feel what she was feeling.
Thus shall Len's scattered thoughts be woven into bittersweet song. Something like that?
Depends on which
Hey,
cutscene you're
that was
referencing,
poetic.
Natara. If you're talking about 1,000 words, the incentive was met, so we will be watching it.
We'll be arriving soon. After Buddy drops us off, he and the others will go pick up the spectators.
So we won't be able to board.
Yay, song!
You got it.
Yeah, every marathon that I try to squeak this into, I always make that an incentive, just because I know it'll get met. I am, it's in the name. Just ignore the silent bit. I'm not very quiet. Oh, it's very unfortunate naming, I know.
Hello, Galway.
The briefest of histories.
Yeah?
It comes
We
from
got a sticky.
my time in the FGC, where I met Pidge. And when I made my Twitch account, which was Justin TV back then, I just went with my FGC handle. Pre-concert Hurtfest time. Like I just gave some people in the chat war flashbacks talking about Justin TV.
I never registered on Justin TV. I just like knew about it and never went on there. I don't think I made a Twitch account until like 2013.
So this is the one fight in the game that Flan doesn't help us with. Because this boss is immune to magic. But man, Flan's still gonna give it his all. He doesn't care that he's immune. He's still gonna chuck flares. Look at him go. Just look at him go. Proud of you, little buddy. And that's really all you can ever ask for. I don't need the world, I just need you to do what you can. That was our Chapter 4 boss, by the way.
We're landing.
Brother, stop facing me. I need to talk to you.
They're all outside.
I need to talk to your sister.
Hey, uh-oh.
No kidding. The two.
Now we're realizing that
Yeah.
maybe bringing two people of two opposite political fashions together
Yemenites are here too?
in a giant group is maybe not the greatest idea.
What I want to know is where.
Why?
All right, friends, you gave your hard-earned money for this. Please enjoy. 1,000 words.
I know that you're hiding things, using gentle words to shelter me. Your words were like a dream, but dreams could never fool me. Not that easily. I acted so distant then, didn't say goodbye before you left. But I was listening. Don't fight your battles far from me. too easily. Save your tears, 'cause I'll come back. I could hear that you whispered as you walked through that door. But still I swore to hide the pain when I turned back the pages to try to find a the answer. What if I'd cried my eyes out and begged you not to depart? But now I'm not afraid to say what's in my heart. 'Cause 1,000 words call out through the ages, they'll fly to you, even though I can see, I know they're reaching you, suspended on silver wings. Oh, 1,000 words, 1,000 embraces will cradle you, making all of your weariness seem far away. They'll hold you have never been spoken. Fly to you, they'll carry you into my arms, suspended on silver wings. On silver wings, 1,000 words call out through the ages, courageous. Oh yeah, all of the loneliness to only day, they'll hold you
You have any idea how hard it was not to sing that? But I was not about to subject you all to that at 4 in the morning. That's like falls under cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, I could have muted my mic. Dang it.
Dang.
Think about it.
That could have been an extra incentive. Extra $50 and Silent Hero will sing it.
There was a request like an hour and a half ago to turn the volume down a little bit, and I didn't see it. So I knocked it down a few notches there. Oh, there we go. Make it a bid war. Sing versus unsing.
Inconceivable.
Correct.
Impressive machina.
People sing loud when they
An
want
invention
to.
like this could
Sound
change
good,
the
right?
world. Whoever came up with this is a genius.
He's got good taste.
Guess I'm a
You don't know
genius,
that,
too,
Justin.
for
Have you
fixing
tried?
it. Anybody home?
Gipple!
I don't think he can hear us.
No response.
With enough alcohol, anything can be undone.
Nuji!
If you're done playing, let's go.
Chill out.
Lost your nerve?
For news, they
Hey, we're
purposely
talking
was
about
making
Vecnagon.
just a younger
How the heck
Orin.
do you fight that thing?
Pretty much, yeah. It's got
can't
the
even
same
walk up to it without
mannerisms,
freaking
same
it out.
clothes.
Or
Color
making it
same.
mad.
Instead of a bad arm.
Yeah.
But I've got a plan.
If it doesn't work,
Death will be my apology.
I also love this right here.
whatever, man. When a Death Seeker dies, that's no apology.
When a Death Seeker dies, it's no apology. Gipple totally calls Nuge
about
out on his
LeBlanc?
BS. Nuge, who's been trying to die for the last however long, is like, Hey, if it doesn't work, I'll die, and that'll be my apology. And Gipple's like, that's weak sauce, dude.
Why did it cut off like that? Ugh! Just when he was getting to the juicy bits!
Juicy bits.
What a piece of junk! Forget it, I'll go ask him myself.
What about the Gull Wings?
I think that we should help out Nuge. But first, I want to try talking to Shu Yin. I have to tell him how Len felt. I'm sure he'll understand.
How? We can't exactly make it a...
All right, and we are headed into the final chapter of the game. And we get to go straight to the last area, fortunately. So it's just boss gauntlet till the end.
Oh gosh.
Well, and a small break for a piano puzzle. I hope you know your scales. Gotta do one last little change here. Need to put Thief and Warrior on Black Tabard. And equip Plan with his last upgrade, the Black Tabard Garment Grid. This is going to make him throw out flares even faster. Turbo Flan, indeed.
Yeah, the time for invasion has come. Spear Hunter team go with... Your friendly name... Huh? Come here. What are
We've got 3 Dark Aeons, Piano, Vegnagun, Shu Yin.
Good point.
Yep, we gotta clean up the last of the Dark Aeons minus Yojimbo. Yojimbo is the only Dark Aeon we don't see in this run. Anima does in fact make another appearance. We get Shiva first, then the Mega Sisters, and then Anima. All just in a row. Turbo flares. Couldn't pay Yojimbo enough to make him show up in the run. It's true, we don't fight any random battles. We don't have enough money. I'm at the end of the game and I only have 17,000 gil. That wouldn't be enough to get Yojimbo to sneeze. Dark Mega Sisters is actually still kind of terrifying just because of the abilities that they have. They can just shut down your ATB and spam their moves over and over again, which is not fun. There's just not a lot you can do. You just kind of cross your fingers and pray. Yep, Pasado is exactly what you don't want to see, especially not on Flan. Well, he got a flare off before he died. He wasn't going down without a fight. Good news is, because we've been mugging literally the whole game, we have a nice stock of curatives that we never had to buy. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get the high potion on him too, just in case. Yeah, I do like the 10 design of the sisters a lot more than the 4 design. New background or plot significance? No. Just artistic choices. Now we're fighting enemies that 10k doesn't one-shot anymore. Alright, we got the true final boss of the run coming up, which is the tail of Vegnagun. And in order to survive, we need to beef up Flan's health a little bit. So that's what the equipment there is, to make sure that we give him the maximum amount of health possible before going into the fight. Oh, I got stuck. I knew that was gonna happen. I got stuck on the geometry. We want no business with that fight. That's an optional mega boss. Fortunately, he only shows up the first time you get zapped. And play the piano. First section is literally do ti lasso. It's not difficult to do. Second one's a little more complicated. Then the third one's a lot more complicated. Wait for it. Second part of the password is fa mi fa so do. I guess technically the third part of the password, because we skipped the first part, but you know. Whatever, whatever.
I do find it interesting the super boss is unlocked by getting zapped.
Are you
Oh, here's a mechanic we haven't done before. Surprise.
Oh yeah, surprise super
never
boss.
said- Well,
You're
then
dead.
please. You did. Look, we'll tell Nuge you're waiting.
Fortunately, it doesn't have a boss flag, so you can run from it.
Right.
But, whew, low melee.
Hey, Doc.
Well, being the RPG player I am, I would just try to fight it just to.
It's from
see
2
what
years ago.
happens.
I'll watch it.
Ooh, that means you dropped good stuff.
What can I steal from you? Brother,
Think
hit him
about
with the
it.
butt.
You know you will.
You're right.
Oh, yeah, bring brother in off the bench.
What do you got in mind for fun? Any ideas, Dr. P?
Me? A ship that glides through the air. That thing you mentioned before. If it's for real, I want to fly it.
You get to be pilot then. And maybe I'll try my hand at navigation.
Then I'll be engineer.
Nooch?
Captain.
So here's a flashback
That's perfect.
before things went sour with Pain and left her as the moody grump that she is.
Chill out, Noochster. All you gotta do is shut up and look important. You'll fit the part.
Like a glove.
I'll work it like dogs.
She's like, man, I used to smile and laugh. What happened to that?
Life.
She's
And I'm like, same girl.
You're
Same. All right. The final form of the piano puzzle. Gonna focus in here so I don't forget a step. If I do, I get to do the whole thing over again. Yay!
I've always had issues with puzzles that there'd be no way for you to figure it out first go without help.
Did I touch the save sphere? I don't remember if I did or not.
You did.
Okay. If I die, I'm blaming you.
That's fine.
Alright, now we find out if I did it right. Yay, we did it.
Hooray.
I can play the piano now. 10-2 says I can. I actually did take piano lessons when I was younger.
Same.
Same.
Wow, that was a weird connecting thread, huh?
I got a hunch that once we. That.
A hunt.
It's Vegnagun, the giant moth flea cannon.
thing.
You can't tell me that this boss's design wasn't 100% a Nomura creation. Like, it's just got his stink all over it.
Both barrel lock.
He can play the ghost piano.
That works somehow.
I have a plan. What? He acts through another's. I'll shoot.
No.
His body will be useless, but if we're lucky, he won't die. Shuyun will abandon Barrel Eye, and then he'll come back for me.
The mech has fan belts everywhere.
I will die.
You ready for the best line in the whole game? It's coming up. It's from Yuna.
Shuyun with me.
Nuge.
It's not Nuge.
But you're our captain.
Exactly.
Here it comes.
I don't like your plan. It
It sucks.
Your plan is awful. Think about it. It's no different than what we did 2 years ago. We destroyed our own allies. We destroyed the Aeons who had fought together with us at our side. We didn't have a choice then. We believed that was the only way we could save Spira. Do you know what it felt like to watch them die? Right before my eyes.
That was literally Nuge's plan.
It was the only thing we could do. It was the only choice we had. I gave in, I accepted, I believed. I allowed it to be true. I thought I'd be able to go through with it without ever doubting myself. But
Two positives and a
so
negative method of leadership performance critique.
Forgive us.
The compliment sandwich.
everyone was so happy. Great job, Yuna. You did it. You saved us all. There were too many smiles to count. And I know that I was smiling too.
All jokes aside,
But
I actually do really love that line just for how stark it is. Like, it's not something you expect from Yuna.
The people
That's
who should
dumb.
be here aren't. The ones who should be smiling with me aren't here.
We had no choice.
We had no choice. Always we had no choice. Those are our magic words. We repeat them to ourselves again and again, but you know, the magic never worked. The only thing we're left with is regret.
Yuna, I'm sorry.
No. I don't want this anymore. I don't want friends to die or fade away. I don't want battles where we have to
Yeah,
lose
real
in
quick,
order
I
to
know
win.
that the ha 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 scene is like the most memed thing in all of Final Fantasy, before Pidge got a hold of Pain Man.
Give me your
But like that
resolve.
scene is legit.
Believe in you.
It's just taken out of context and spread around by people that haven't played the game. Like, it's actually a really good scene.
They clipped it and ran
That's
with
plan
it.
B. Hey, no matter how monstrous it looks, so we can take.
You never used to be the.
Before Pidge got a hold of Pain Man, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm happy that I heard it.
It never was the way like.
You got quiet on me. I had to rope you in somehow.
Magnagon can
I just got memed on. I just think that Golbez in FF4, when he goes ha ha ha, he just sounds like, in my head I read it as
What about
as that cutscene from FF10.
But with the voice that he had from Dissidia. Ha 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 ha.
I'm so sorry, Natara. But this is my headcanon, and now it has to be your headcanon too.
Look!
I'll accept my fate. You might get Kefka, you might get Titus. I'm for it. When FF10 randomizer gets made. God, that'd be impossible.
It's a hard path.
That'd be literally impossible.
This relic's getting...
Alright, now that we've had 3 minutes and 45 seconds of extended cutscene, now we can actually go and fight the final boss.
If we all attack at once, we can do this. We need to split up.
Hooray!
Leave the
We've got...
Literally.
Guess that Okay, let's go.
It's bad ending percent, right? That would take so long. What do you have to sit on that, like, for like 20 minutes or something stupid? To get Vegnagun to actually shoot the cannon? It's an obscene amount of time. Like, that's one of those bad endings that you have to know how to do it. Because there's no way you would ever accidentally do it. But this is true final boss right here. This is Tail. We gotta survive. Flan has to survive the tail swipe. Now, I have some concerns for his HP, but I think we're good.
Don't be afraid, Yuna. Your friends are your strength.
Nope. I think he got crit. Now we gotta let the goons handle it. For that to work, we need Shigun to get hit with a laser. Hey, Shigun got hit with the laser. Come on, Goon, I believe. Alright. So no big deal. Like I said, game is very generous with autosaves. What I am gonna do is go into the creature menu and up its health a little bit. There we go. Try this again.
Don't be afraid, Yuna. Your friends are your strength.
There we go. Excellent work, Flan. He just needed a snack, was all. And honestly, who can blame him? I could go for a snack right now.
Do we have time for a donation?
Oh yeah, throw him in.
We got a $10 donation from Ariel that says, "Go Belts, heart." Thank you for the $10. I'm a big fan.
What's next?
Yuni, they're in trouble!
Boss, let's get the heck out of here!
You want to get the heel?
You can heal us when we get home!
You can heal us when we get home. Alright, let's get everybody topped off. Thankfully, we just got a mega elixir from the boss. Makes full party heals a snap. Buy yours today.
What are you doing here? I'll let you have this one. I'm going to go cheer Nuji on.
Flan has officially possessed the Discord, and I am so happy. Oh, that was an early DSIRE. I mean, that's fine, because that means I get to mitigate it, but... Usually that comes out after. Everybody lived, yay!
Hooray!
Look!
Alright, so now Flan doesn't need the extra health. We
I'm
can
going.
swap him back to boom mode. Oh, whoops. Iron Bangle for ring. There we go. Back to Thief. And we don't need to heal because Core we're going to kill before he gets an attack in, so there's no danger. And then after Core, we actually get a stealth heal for the next two bosses. I love stealth heals.
The go.
What's the sound of one Flan clapping? It's kept scholars at bay for years.
This thing just keeps on ticking.
We'll finish it.
Do it.
Do it.
This time the legs are just a distraction. You know where to strike.
You don't say, Arin. Maybe the giant glowy spot.
We did it! Phew!
Where's shooting?
I realize I used the term stealth heal, and understand that might just be an in term with my friends. Occasionally in games, you'll go through a cutscene or something, you come out the other side fully healed. Final Fantasy does it a lot. That's what I mean when I say a stealth heal. So as you saw, my party was very low on HP.
No boss fight in SMRPG.
What now?
The very next boss fight, you'll notice that without me menuing, my entire party is going to be fully healed.
Maybe we're
I
finished?
guess even Square realized that maybe having, you know, what, 3 Dark Aeons, tail, foot, core,
Finished
head,
indeed.
Shuyin. Having 8 bosses in a row is maybe a bit much.
All of Spira
Older
is
Dragon Quest
finished.
didn't get that memo.
No, the Enix side of Square definitely doesn't understand that.
Well, they want to heal.
He's got a plan B too!
He's panicking.
I love how Riku just
Yuna,
seems
end it
legitimately
now.
surprised by that. Wait a minute.
This is it, everybody!
That's not how it's supposed to go. Head cannon in its most literal form.
I thought its most literal form was Smithy too.
Oh. Oh. That's head tank, though.
Come, Vegnagun. Let us purge this repulsive world.
Is this thing finally out of juice?
Alright, Vegnagun's been dealt with.
Yeah, let's talk
Now let's deal with the pilot. So their grand plan here, in case you missed it, is that Yuna's going to try and impersonate Shuyin's dead girlfriend to try and get him to go into the afterlife. I guess Yuna forgot that she has 2 different colored eyes, which is a very distinct marking that you are not somebody you are trying to impersonate.
Len.
Didn't think that through.
There's something I must tell you.
Pays
Words
attention to
left
eye color.
unspoken
I
for
mean,
1,000
really.
years.
There is always Plan B, and that is exactly what we are
I'm
going to
grateful-
utilize.
Grateful that you stayed with me until the end.
But I couldn't save you.
It doesn't matter.
Basically, time is
don't
when
go
we
on
see
grieving
Shuyin
alone.
drop his sword.
Rest.
So you've made it, squad. You did it.
Heck yeah.
I'm proud of each and every one of you.
We can finally fade.
together. No.
Wait!
Wait!
Keyboard hand.
You are not Lynn!
Stole a hero drink. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, I should probably... Yep, there we go. Time. 2:44:17.
Yo, nice! Very nice. Nice run.
Thank you, thank you.
Don't try to tell me you understand.
Thank you guys for keeping the energy like non-stop in the graveyard shift. That was awesome.
Hey.
That was really fun to be here for.
Hey, thank you guys for taking a chance on letting not only me but 10-2 into the marathon. Yo,
Heck
I
yeah.
probably had no idea what you were getting into with that. I had to make the most of that one.
Lynn?
Well, that was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys in chat enjoyed it as well. Like I said, this is a super great game to get into for speedrunning. There's some RNG moments, but there's pretty much nothing that will lock you out of finishing a run. So it's no difficult tricks to learn. Everything's pretty simple, just being aware of what you're doing. There's an excellent excellent PDF on speedruns.com.
This moment's
And
enough.
you too can be the proud owner of Godflan.
Anything else.
The shout outs to my crew. I saw you all in chat.
Is enough.
Can't believe you crazy guys stayed up this late to watch. But I do absolutely appreciate it. Just shows how strong my community is.
That's awesome.
And again, shout outs to the Valkyries for having me. This has been an absolute blast. And now, it's 5 in the morning on the East Coast. I'm going to bed.
Same.
And I'm driving home and passing out.
Please be careful.
Yes, please be safe on the road.
Rest with me.
That's gonna be it for us. We'll catch you all at the next marathon.
All right, thank you very much. Up next we have Drumboard is playing Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Densetsu, so we'll get set up with that.